The Family Dream Farm series was established in the summer of 2024. We wanted to create a series of videos showing the improvements we made to the home farm throughout the year. We started with two projects every deer manager should invest in: mineral licks and watering holes. The debate on whether or not minerals truly create bigger antlers will continue on forever. It clearly does in captive deer, but a wild animal with the added stressors probably doesn't add much on top from visiting a lick a few times a week. Still, it should provide some benefits for does and fawns, and it's a great way to keep track of buck inventory during the summer. Our number one hit list buck, the wolf, made his first appearance of the year at a mineral lick, continuing a 3-year tradition. We think it's important to avoid salt-based mineral brands, at least after the initial lick is established. Salt provides little nutrition, so make sure to check the label before you purchase. Our home farm has 5 established mineral sites ranging in age from 2 to 12 years old. We primarily run the Producer's Pride General Purpose Mineral, which can be found at Tractor Supply Company. Adding water to your farm may seem like a waste of time, especially if you have ponds, rivers, and creeks already present. But there have been many studies showing deer prefer a safe, non-flowing water source that they can enter without dropping below eye level. We have proven this time and time again via trail cameras over the years. This year, we dug a brand new site and added on to 2 other existing holes. Deer will utilize water year-round, but the biggest benefit for hunting comes during the pre-rut and rut. Deer usually do not need extra water during the summer months when green browse, soybean leaves, clover, and alfalfa make up their diets. But during the pre-rut and the switch to acorns, grains, corn, and woody browse, deer will need to drink from water sources daily. This is when a strategically placed site will be most beneficial. Our next 5 episodes dealt with food plots. We have been planting food plots on the farm for over 12 years now. We have dabbled with micro plots, large plots, wooded plots, and edge plots. Over the years, we found micro plots to be close to useless if they weren't up against destination food. The deer population is simply too high for them to be beneficial. This year we introduced liquid fertilizer for the first time. The immediate benefit was ease of application. A pull-behind sprayer for ATVs and side-by-sides not only made it safer, but sped up the process greatly. This year we planted all products from Domain Seeds. We had 2 plots of primarily chicory and clover, the Hot Chick label, and 2 plots of Brassicas, the Big Sexy and Showstopper. We also incorporated a screening product, Incognito.
Here you can see these patches.
We planted the lake plot in chicory with the primary goal of harvesting 2 particular bucks, the 5-year-old 8 and the 4-year-old 9. They used the plot the year prior during the rut a lot, and we wanted to maximize the attractiveness of the location. This plot is located along a soybean field with a pine tree buffer to the south. The east side is a mature oak flat, and the primary camera location is a scrape directly underneath the stand. Both bucks ended up utilizing the scrape often, as well as another buck, the 3-year-old 10. The plot was overshadowed by the bumper acorn crop this season, forcing a lot of the movement to the east. Our plan for next year is to frost seed clover into the plot, keep it mowed, and replace the annual screening. The mega plot is our biggest food plot on the farm. It has varied in size over the years from half acre to over 2 acres, but the current layout is just under 1 acre. It is located south of a major block of timber, straddled by a row of pines and a pond for a natural barrier. The east and west ends pour out into crop fields, which were corn in 2024. This plot has been soybeans, clover, and brassicas in the past, and this year we've converted it to primarily chicory. The chicory grew well, and it became an extremely hot early season food source while the corn was still green. The buck we built it to kill, the wolf, regularly used it up until his disappearance on October 24th. We had some of our most action-packed hunts of the year in this plot. Alright guys, 4:45 here, Monday after apple butter weekend.
rain has ceased. It's been pretty nasty for the past half an hour, but alright guys, it's October 16th and we still got that wicked awesome cold front coming in. We got a northwest wind blowing in my face. I'm hunting over the kill plot on the north side. Caleb had the wolf.
It is worth noting that after the first few hard freezes and the corn turning brown, that this plot dried up activity-wise for the remainder of the season. Chicory isn't going to provide season-long browse for whitetail, but we will be frost seeding this plot with clover and looking forward to how the spring turkeys utilize it.
Alright guys,
we planted 2 Brassica plots on the farm in late summer. One was in a brand new location and the other was a second-year plot. Both were located within standing cornfields, which provided a lot of cover for daylight use. Both plots were browsed on hard in September and October, but once the corn was harvested, the cover was gone and they became afterthoughts to the deer. Next year, both plots will be surrounded by bean fields, so decisions on how they will be utilized will have to be made. The rest of the year was spent updating the audience on the progress of the plots, licks, and watering holes until the season started, and that's when we added our mock scrapes. Mock scrapes are a huge part of how we keep inventory of bucks on the farm in the fall. We typically add a tree koi to most of our food plots to give the deer something to stop and check while feeding through. Our typical scent we use on the licking branch is Evercalm, which we've been using for the last 5 to 6 years. We also dabbled adding ropes to the licks, with mixed results. Our activity this season was about average, but we wouldn't be opposed to trying something new in 2025. In closing, we enjoyed putting this series together for you in 2024. We will be continuing the projects next year with a broader range of topics. Whitetail deer will still be the primary benefactors, but projects for the wild turkeys, fish, and ourselves will also be featured. Please feel free to comment on anything you would like to see done, any questions you have about the projects we did cover, or or any constructive criticism you have with the way we did something.